What's up, everybody, and welcome to a new series that I'm going to be trying, a how to play. A lot of people ask me all the time, what are the top deck lists that happen in the RLE? And today I want to teach you how to play one of those decks, starting with BRYAN GARZA, BRYAN GARZA's Ochaco 2 list, his 16th place list at the KC RLE. So basically, what this video is going to do is we're going to talk just a little bit about his deck list and the choices that he made, and then we're going to talk about some strategies and tactics that exist inside of the deck list, and then we're going to go back and look at the deck list as a final recap and see what we learned. So, deck list overview. I mean, obviously Ochaco 2. We're playing under the death symbol. We've got looks like a Fury package. Battle Arena seems really cool in this 5-hand size aggro character. A couple of really cool foundations like Showdown for some disruption, Go for the win for a little extra flow. And some really neat choices that I like here on the agitations for a little more draw power, the desperate struggles, and so like looking out for those cards is really cool. So let's move on. So the deck's strategy, right? What does Ochaco 2 want to do? Big turn 2 aggro character. Loves to block you for punishing because she boosts up so much speed. Has an amazing on hit punish. If I connect with a move, I get to lift it back up to my hand and then slam it back down again. Use all those cool abilities. You're too fast to handle, and you get to replay great techniques. So the cards that you play, unlike Nomu or Shigaraki, that like they double up their moves by making them hit really big, or if I hit, I burn you for 5 free damage. This character, if I hit you, I get to use all that card text on my card as well, which is why she's so unbelievably potent. Let's talk about some of the tactics. The bombs of the deck. The two big bombs that come to mind whenever we look at this Ochaco list in particular is Hulking Grimace and Howitzer Impact Cyclone. Hulking Grimace is a 7 mid for 10 inside of the character. That it hits you for 10, we lift it back up and we slam it back down. And it has that really cool on block ability, that block punish that I was talking about. Of if it's blocked, you're not a 5-hander anymore. You redraw a 6-hander, redraw a bonus card, and you seal the block. So like no breaker, no nothing. And then we've got Howitzer Impact Cyclone, a really cool, powerful 3 technique that says combo enhance with a Fury. All of our attacks are Furies. Take the top card of your deck, shove it in your momentum. So it's a 5 high for 6 that got you a momentum. You can destroy a foundation to draw some bonus cards, get rid of that 5-hand size problem, lift it back up, slam it down again, and then make it happen. And then the other bomb that I have in the deck is just Ochaco herself. She kind of takes these 4 damage flow moves, things like stun grenades and vile seizings, and she makes them 8 damage, and they draw more cards and they lift more things. And so like the scariest thing about Ochaco 2, honestly, is she can kind of turn any attack into its own bomb, right? A 2-pronged missile, bang bang. Really cool gameplay. It kind of makes you terrified to take moves from this character. So I'm into it. Let's talk about now the idea of hit confirms, right? So one of the ways that Ochaco gets to manifest these big bombs, right, and make these big bombs happen is, playing some very speedy moves. Nitro Explosion Ignition is a base 5 high for 4, and so whenever you get the +2 speed, it's a 7 high for 4. Are you down to check a 3 on your block, commit out 5 foundations to not take 4 damage? Ew, yuck. No, of course not. So it hits, I'll lift back up and I'll slam it down again. And the thing that I haven't even mentioned with the character is one of this on hit confirmation is you get +2 to your next check. So the big scary things about, this is a 6 diff Hulking Grimace, this is a 5 diff Howitzer Impact Cyclone. When you've got +2 to your check to play the next card, it's not a 6 diff anymore, it's a 4 diff. So I'll play Nitro Explosion Ignition, it hits, I lift, I'll play Hulking Grimace. You thought the first one was scary, the second one's even scarier. Turn of Dust with its Stun 2 and EX 2, not to mention the extra speed. Vile Seizing, making my opponent make some checks. It's like a pseudo Stun 2 if they check a 5 and they don't want you to draw the card, they don't want you to get the damage. You commit to the 2 foundations, it's a 5 high for 4, lift, slam it down again. So insane hit confirms, and like not even part of the slide. Look at the block modifiers. 1 mid, 1 high, breaker 1. Insane. The other things about the hit confirms is the incredible spam that we have of like, let's fight bad guys, snack time. We've got the foundations in our hands that we don't necessarily want. These aren't Hulking Grimace, so I'll discard them for 1 speed stun, 1 fall snack time, and I'm down to flip a ready resource to get +2 more speed. Hey, 7 mid for 10? No. 9 mid for 10. Catch. Very cool stuff. Up next, we got a little bit of the deck flow. Nitro Explosion Ignition says after your Fury attack leaves your card pool during the combat phase. So like a really cool tactic you can do is you play Nitro Explosion Ignition, you play your next move you know is going to hit and is a Fury, you lift that card, Nitro sees this card leave due to Ochaco's effect, you get your momentum when you get to play it down again. It's really, really powerful with how it's your impact Cyclone's momentum to build. So if you got Ignition, you've got Cyclone, the Cyclone hits, you've built the momentum off the Cyclone, so we got 1. We lift the Cyclone, Ignition gives you 2, you slam down Howitzer Impact Cyclone again, he gives you 3. So it's now a 5 high for 6, that's drawn you 1, then 3 cards, it's drawn you 4 cards, and then it's got 9 extra damage on it. That seems pretty okay. And then lastly, Stun Grenade is just like reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, go pick 1 back up. It also has this really cool thing that says your stun rating gets +1 for each attack that's left your card pool. So if I've hit you with this move, I get to lift and then stun you a little bit further. Like a triple Stun Grenade turn is like incredible in this deck. It feels really, really strong. The other foundation flow that we have is Latent Skill, flip discard 2 non-attack cards, let's draw 2 attack cards. Battle Arena that says after you make a check to play an attack, the check gets +2, so it's like Ochaco. If you check a little poor, then it doesn't really hit. And then as I said at the beginning, Agitation, after your Fury attack is blocked, draw 1 card. And so like it's really this idea of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Hey, if you don't block this, you're gonna take a bunch of damage. I'm gonna lift, I'm gonna play it again. If you do block this, that's okay. I'm gonna draw a card off of Hulking Grimace, I'm gonna draw a card off of Agitation, and I've kept up in that same idea. You've committed out because of how fast my Hulking Grimace is. Well, now the real threats are gonna come in. Feels really, really good. And then lastly, just a little bit of disruption. Disruption is really important in a 5-hand size aggro deck, because the goal of this is you have to end your turn as quickly as possible so I can get back to my turn. I want to play the game. So we've got Night Watch because we're playing, you know, those 5 actions that we talked about at the beginning to cancel any important enhances, Showdown to commit more resources so that whenever it gets back to my turn, it's a little easier for that +2 to hit, and then Learning the Standards, which is huge. After you take damage from an unblocked attack, we've got 33 health. Now they have to play a Foundation. It could interrupt some of their own tactics. Incredible cards. So now when we go back to the list, you can kind of see all of the foundations really working in together, trying to push this idea of I want to play this big move, lift it back up, play it again. Things like Go for the Win as the action for a little extra speed. Let's fight bad guys. League Invitation for that. League Interview, right? League Interview says that my Hulking Grimace as the first move is a little bit easier to play. Absolutely incredible deck from BRYAN. Yeah, congratulations again to him. Make sure that you check out all the other how to play competitive decks here on the channel. And with that, I wish you well.